Cool. So I'll move this over to here. Okay. Cool. So hello, folks.
Hello.
Good morning to you all, and welcome to the very first Gatsby JS Montreal meetup. I'm joining remotely from Sri Lanka, Colombo, and my talk is here, building with Gatsby and WordPress. Okay. So I didn't say building websites with Gatsby because Gatsby can do more than plain websites. We can also build web apps. We can see soon. So building with Gatsby and WordPress. What happens when the most popular CMS meets Gatsby? So let's jump right into it. My name is Mohammed Mohsin, and I am the React developer at Arty Cap. Arty Cap is an enterprise WordPress consulting agency. Apart from that, I'm a lead developer of the Gatsby WordPress Themes project, which is initiated by Zach Gordon. I'm also an author and expert reviewer at Smashing Magazine. Again, I come from Colombo, Sri Lanka, and I'm a big lover of open source. And I have contributed to multiple open source projects. You can find me on Twitter at MohsinLK, and my website is mohammed.dev, which is, by the way, using Gatsby and WordPress. So check it out, mohammed.dev. Okay. Moving on, let's talk a little bit about Gatsby. So what is Gatsby? It is a blazing fast React-based static site generator. We'll get into what is React soon. Apart from that, it is not just a static site generator, it is also an application framework. We'll see why soon. It connects to multiple APIs, whether it be GraphQL endpoints, REST APIs, JSON data, plain like flat files. You can even connect to multiple CMSs like WordPress, Drupal, and Contentful. So with Gatsby, you can build Jamstack websites. Has anyone heard of what is Jamstack?
I'm gonna tell you like the reaction of the audience because like the computer is turned away.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, like it makes more sense like this.
Okay, cool. Okay, have you heard of Jamstack?
Yeah, half of us.
Awesome. Awesome. So for the rest of you, Jamstack stands for JavaScript. J is for JavaScript, A is for APIs, and M is for markup. So what it does is it doesn't have a live database connection. It serves static files. Okay. For example, if you take the website Smashing Magazine, it is like a Jamstack website. Like it is hosted on Netlify. Okay. So Gatsby builds Jamstack websites, and apart from that, it can even hydrate into a React app because all the lifecycle methods of React are still applicable with Gatsby because it is basically a React app. Okay. So why use Gatsby? Gatsby is blazing fast. So that's the word they use for marketing. Blazing fast is the word they use. Apart from that, it's not just fast, it is super secure because there is no database connection, there is no server, it's just static files. Gatsby is very cheap for hosting because there was a story about a company that went from $5,000 per month for hosting to just $5 a month, which is mind-blowing. Okay, Gatsby has an awesome developer experience. You jump into Gatsby and you will experience how awesome it is to be developing using Gatsby because like you can only see it after you feel the experience. It is also very easy to get started with Gatsby because the documentation is awesome and there are multiple tutorials. Even if you are a beginner to web development, you are welcome to try Gatsby because it is very beginner friendly. And with Gatsby, you can learn React and GraphQL on the go because like even people who don't know React come and get into Gatsby and they quickly learn React and GraphQL. It is such an amazing tool for learning as a playground for React and GraphQL. So why would you not use Gatsby? Like I said before, Gatsby is for static site generation. So what does it mean is, it doesn't have a live endpoint connection. For example, when I connect my WordPress site to a Gatsby site and I publish a post and see the Gatsby site, that post will not be there in Gatsby unless I rebuild my Gatsby site, which is a bit of a disadvantage because Gatsby in its core is a static site generator. So it may not solve all your problems, although it solves many of your problems. And it doesn't have incremental builds. What does it mean is, let's say you publish a post, you have to rebuild your entire site. Sometimes your site can have thousands or hundreds of thousands of pages. So it can take like half an hour to build the entire site. It doesn't have incremental build yet. So that is the other disadvantage. Overall, Gatsby is very good. I'll really recommend Gatsby for you. So for those of you who are not familiar with React, I'm just introducing ReactQL. React is an open source JavaScript library which was built by Facebook. I think in 2013 it was open sourced. It helps you to build user interfaces. That is the function of React, helping you build user interfaces. With React, it replaces the view layer of your application. And React is declarative, meaning it is similar to HTML. You don't have to worry about imperative code. It is composable and reusable. You can break down your React app into multiple small components, and it can compose of multiple components to make up your whole React app. And React uses something called JSX, which is very similar to HTML. So your markup to React is similar to how you would write HTML. I would really encourage you to try React. And also React has a virtual DOM, which makes it extremely fast. So if you learn Gatsby, you will automatically be learning React. So don't worry about learning 2-3 things together, like if you just jump in Gatsby. Again, GraphQL. GraphQL is a schema, like it's a specification for data fetching, data querying rather. So with GraphQL, you just ask what you want from your endpoint. It can be a replacement for REST API. If you take the REST API, you would hit an endpoint and it will give you a bunch of data, like whatever you want, it will give you. It may give you unnecessary data. You have to filter out what you want from that. Rather, GraphQL is where you can ask just what you want. It is like an empty JSON object where you specify the fields that you want, and it will give you just those fields. So with GraphQL, there is only one single endpoint which you fetch data from. And yeah, like I said before, you can get multiple resources from a single endpoint. Again, it was created by Facebook. So Facebook is creating good open source technologies, yeah? Okay, moving on. Let's jump into another base now, like WordPress, which is the other part of the talk, Gatsby and WordPress. So what is WordPress? It is the most popular CMS on earth, and it powers 1/3 of all the websites in the world. Like if you take 3 websites, one of them would be WordPress site, which is amazing and mind-blowing. WordPress is a very old technology. It was founded in 2003, and it is 16 years old now, and it's still running strong. It is PHP and MySQL based, and also it has REST API support in scope, which is really helping us power the Gatsby WordPress connection. So the disadvantage with WordPress is it can be slow, and it can be expensive, and it can also be insecure if you do not code WordPress properly. So it is hard to get it right at the first time. So it can be slow, expensive, and insecure if you have the wrong developer, for example. So let's talk about using Gatsby with WordPress. I'm talking about 3 different things here. Firstly, I'll talk about what is how to use the Gatsby with WordPress REST API. And the next part, I'll be talking about using it with something called WP GraphQL, which is different from plain GraphQL. And I'll talk about Gatsby Themes next. So 3 things we're going to talk today. Firstly, Gatsby plus WordPress. What is the reason you would want to use Gatsby and WordPress? Firstly, you're enjoying a free and open source content management system, which is WordPress, which is really cool if you want to manage your website data and content. And you have the power of Gatsby now, which allows you to build blazing fast sites. With this stack, you will have an amazing developer experience and a custom experience as well. And it has an awesome community because the Gatsby community is very young, and people are very supportive. And the WordPress community is very old, and people are still very supportive. And with this stack, you will get a good community who will help you and who have helped me personally whenever I ran into troubles. So with this comes the opportunity to contribute back to the open source software that you are using. For example, I was able to contribute to like Gatsby Co, and I got this T-shirt from Gatsby. So, and I was also able to contribute to WordPress, so which was a really cool experience. And are you getting the best of both worlds when you use Gatsby and WordPress? I think you can find out for yourself how the experience is. So first of all, using WordPress REST API. So you can use the REST API to fetch data to your Gatsby site. For that, you have to install a Gatsby plugin. So not a WordPress plugin, but a Gatsby plugin called Gatsby Source WordPress. I have given the link here. And it fetches the data from your WordPress REST API, and it converts those data to a GraphQL schema. So which makes it very easy for you to build your website. And it is much easier, and it doesn't need any WordPress plugins. Just a Gatsby plugin is needed. So I can, although it's cool and easy to get started, there can be issues later on where I have discussed some issues on my blog. So check out this Gatsby Starter WordPress if you want to go this approach. And also check out this nice tutorial by Gatsby themselves if you want to take a look at this approach. Moving on. Using WP GraphQL. So with WP GraphQL, you have to install a different plugin, not Gatsby Source WordPress, but you have to install Gatsby Source GraphQL plugin. With this plugin, it fetches the data from your GraphQL endpoint and stitches into a schema. For this, we use something called a WP GraphQL plugin, which I'll be talking next. It is a little faster than the previous method, and it's also more scalable than the previous method. So I have two options here. One is an easier option, and one is a bit more advanced option, which needs a WordPress plugin installed to your WordPress site. The first option does not need a WordPress plugin. The second option needs a plugin called WP GraphQL on your WordPress site. This is the logo for WP GraphQL. WP GraphQL exposes your WordPress data as a GraphQL schema. I think if you don't understand what it means is you have to take a small look at what is GraphQL, and then take a look at what is WP GraphQL. If you take a look at that, what it happens is all your posts, all your pages, all your taxonomies are exposed as GraphQL, not REST API, but GraphQL. It is an open source project created by my friend Jason Ball, who is a really awesome person if you want to check him out. What you do is you install the WordPress plugin called WP GraphQL, which is on GitHub, and it has add-ons for ACF and other add-ons as well. If you are interested in this approach, take a look at this talk by Jason Ball at WordCamp Phoenix, where he talks about building WordPress, WP GraphQL, and Gatsby together to build your site. Next, I'm going to talk about Gatsby Themes. Gatsby Themes. So we spoke a little bit about Gatsby plugins. It allows you to add functionality to your WordPress, to your Gatsby site. Just like WordPress plugins, Gatsby also has plugins. Like WordPress, Gatsby also has themes now, which was introduced late 2018. With this Gatsby themes, we abstract away code into a separate package, like an npm package, and you write all your abstract away your code there, and you are able to focus only on your content to your end user, which is a really cool concept if you want to try it out. With Gatsby themes, you can use multiple themes for the same project. For example, let's say you want to have a marketing site, a documentation site, and an e-commerce. In the same site, you want to have all these sections. So you can have 3 different themes: a theme for your marketing site, a theme for your documentation, and a theme for your e-commerce. All 3 in one website. And Gatsby also has support for child themes, which is also cool. Next, I'm going to be talking about a project that I have been working on with a few others. So that is called Gatsby WordPress Themes. What we do here is we take WordPress themes and convert them to Gatsby themes. So it was initiated by Zach Gordon. I think Dimitri knows him, and he's a friend of us. And we have developed 2 themes so far using this. One is the 2019 WordPress theme, and the other is the Taylor WordPress theme. Check out WP themes at this link here. moving on. So what did we cover in this talk today? We spoke about Gatsby. Gatsby is a static site generator which is blazing fast. It is fast for the right reasons. It is fast because they have optimized code splitting and offline support and caching and all these things they have built in, and it makes it really fast. For example, it will be extremely hard to make a slow site with Gatsby. It is so fast, and it is so secure, and it is so cheap to host. Next, we spoke a little bit about WordPress. What is WordPress? It is the most powerful CMS on earth. And we spoke about using these two powerhouses to power our site and getting a great experience with it. And we spoke about the two methods, REST API, which is the Gatsby source WordPress plugin, and GraphQL, which is using the Gatsby source GraphQL plugin. So you can choose either one of the methods to build your site. I would suggest if you're a beginner to start with the first method, which is the Gatsby source WordPress. And if you're advanced, to try out WP GraphQL and the second method. Next, we spoke about Gatsby Themes. And finally, we spoke about Gatsby WordPress Themes, that is a project that I have been working on. So I'm coming from Arty Cap, and Arty Cap is hiring. Take a look at arty.camp/join, and we can work together on really cool stuff and see what positions you can, if you're interested, you can jump in and apply, or you can reach out to me if you're interested in any of the positions. Okay, so I think we are coming to the end of the talk. Thank you very much for listening. And here again, one more thing here. This presentation is Gatsby Side. Haha. Okay, I'm using Gatsby and Markdown to power this website. If you want to check out this website, you can go to gatsbyjs-montreal-meetup.mohammed.dev, or you can check out my GitHub URL via github.com/m-mohsin/gatsbyjs-montreal meetup for the source code of this slides. And you can find more resources here. Gatsby and WordPress, best friends or foes, was a blog post on my own blog. Next is a tutorial I wrote about building a Gatsby theme based on the 2019 WordPress theme. So this is a full-fledged tutorial where you can learn about building Gatsby sites with WP GraphQL as a theme. Next, you can check out how to create these presentations like this. And the final is to use the React context API with Gatsby, which is another blog post I wrote on the Gatsby's own blog. So one final thing, Dimitri told me we don't need code samples. So I just wanted to add one final code sample. So this is some ES6 goodness for you. So, and my last message. So let us spread kindness. That is what it says. Let us spread kindness. So thank you very much for listening to me. If you have any questions, we can take. And yeah, thanks.
Do you guys have questions? Mohammed, you have questions?
So you mentioned that there's a theme store. Can you show us anything about it? How vibrant is the theme Gatsby ecosystem?
Okay, sure. So right now, this is not a store actually. These are two open source projects that we have done. One is called 2019. The other is called Tabor. Both are on GitHub. You can check it out. And also, you can check out this is the site, GatsbyWPThemes.com. Two we have done so far. And the next speaker, who is Alexandra Spalato, is also a developer on this project. She is the one who developed the Tabor theme, which is also really cool. I was the lead developer for the 2019 theme. These are the two themes we have done. And this is my tutorial for porting the 2019 WordPress theme to Gatsby. You can take a look at this as well. Like there is no, as far as I know, there isn't any theme store as such for Gatsby yet, but it may come soon. Meanwhile, you can check out the different themes. Like there's something called Gatsby theme docs. So this is one theme for the documentation sites, and there are themes coming, but as far as I know, there isn't any like a theme store. What we have done here is 2 themes so far. Both are open source. It can we may include premium themes later on. So just keep an eye out for Gatsby WP Themes.com. And if you have any ideas for collaborations, you can reach out to Zach Gordon on this Gatsby WP Themes.com website. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Cool.
Are there other places where I can just download a theme and try it aside from this? You trust? You've done, but just in general.
There should be others on NPM as well. I'm not sure of specific examples, but there should be on NPM as well. You know, themes as packages. You just install NPM packages and add it as your theme, and you're good to go. Should be there as well. Should be possible, yeah.
Any more questions?
I got a question. Is Gatsby, since it uses React, is it considered server rendering for React, or?
Okay, good question. Awesome question. So this uses server-side rendering at build time. So what does it mean is, it takes all your ports at build time and it builds into a static file. But the good thing is, I'll show you, like, this is my site. If you see, I'm going to say view page source. You can see all the page sources here. So it is like a server-side rendering site, but it uses server-side rendering at build time. So if you can see here, you can see all the content is here. So it's not like a create React app project. It is more like a server-side render, because you can see all the content markup in your source. So it is like a server-side rendering, but it does server-side rendering at build time. That's what is different from Gatsby and Next.js, for example.
Okay.
Yeah, but it has good SEO. Yeah, like it has good SEO because all your markup is here. You know, if you take a look at your view source, it has all your content in the view source. So it has very good SEO because all your data is read by the search engine, you know, indexer bots.
Yeah.
I have another question. So I know everyone does it slightly differently. What's your personal workflow? You know, are you deploying with Netlify or something else? Like, how do you? What's the thing that hits build? Is it always on your laptop or something more integrated?
Okay, cool. Okay, what I did is my first website, I used Netlify and hosted it on GitHub, and it was an open source project. I'll show it to you here. It was this. This was my first WordPress Gatsby site. I used Netlify for this. I think it's hosted. Okay, I think it's not here now. I use Netlify for hosting, and I have also hosted it on my own Apache server, but I prefer Netlify for hosting Gatsby side because it works like charm. And I also built a small project for. So I spoke about where if you publish WordPress posts, you cannot see them in the Gatsby site, right? I built a plugin where you can click on this from your WordPress site, trigger Netlify build, and you can hook it to your Netlify build hooks, and it will automatically build your Gatsby site. If that doesn't make sense, I'll repeat. So Gatsby doesn't have the post live. Your WordPress post sits somewhere else, Gatsby sits somewhere else, and every time you publish a WordPress post, it doesn't come to Gatsby. You have to come and manually rebuild your Gatsby site on your Netlify to make it get the latest posts. So I built a plugin where it has a button on the WordPress site, and you click on this button, and it will trigger a build hook to your Netlify. So your Gatsby site is automatically rebuilt from your WordPress dashboard. if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
And
Okay.
Did this plugin to catch on?
No, this is actually a fork of a plugin which is on the WordPress repository. This is the plugin that I forked. This had some bugs, so I forked this plugin and did my own. And yeah, this is the plugin on the WordPress repository. It had some bugs, so I had to fork my own plugin and fix it and make it work. Mine is slightly different from that.
Questions?
Cool.
I do have one question as well. Like, are there any limitations on using WordPress and Gatsby? Like, for example, how do widgets or menus work? Is it all like in those themes that you build? Is it all connected? Is it all works? Or there are something parts that are still missing? Or
Okay, so one good thing is ACF is ready. If you use Gatsby source WordPress, you get ACF out of the box, and you will get menus out of the box. For that, you have to have a WordPress plugin for menus, and for ACF, you have to have WordPress plugin. But once you have that, you have those on the Gatsby site as well. But for other things like widgets and all, you don't have anything. And so the other thing is we are trying to make it easy to make Gatsby Gutenberg blocks as Gatsby blocks. So that is something which is very hard to fix, which is very hard to solve that problem, because it comes as markup. You have to pass it and build Gutenberg blocks. So that can be, if that is solved, then you can create a Gutenberg block and a Gatsby component which will work seamlessly, you know.
yeah,
But that is not solved yet. Like at the moment, you have ACF, you have menus. Apart from that, yeah, those are the two things you have. And you have, of course, you have all the posts, pages, taxonomies, author tags, categories. All of this is there. Custom post types, everything is here. So
Mohammed,
widgets are not here yet.
what did you say?
Like
Do you say assets or
It's something and menus. You have asset.
yeah, taxonomies. Taxonomies.
Yeah. Thank you.
Cool. Do you have more questions? No. Mohammed, thank you so much for joining us today. I think like this is it. Super excited. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'll
Thanks for
text you
having me.
later how it all went and send you the video.
Okay.
The
Awesome.
recording. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye. Thanks everyone for having me.